Welcome to my next playthrough series. We're going to be doing Undaunted Normandy, but we're doing it solo, which uses the Undaunted Reinforcements pack. The Reinforcements pack game lets you play Normandy solo and North Africa solo as well. So we're going to be doing the very first mission here called Raye Solo. We're going to be playing from the German perspective, and the neat thing about the game is you can play from the US perspective or the German using these really nifty AI cards, and I'll show you those here in a second. Well, let's take a look at the setup of Raye and how it's supposed to unfold for getting victory points for the game. Alright, so if we look in the solo book for reinforcements, it actually tells you how to set it up. You set up exactly the same as the rulebook tells you to for Undaunted Normandy. So we're going to be playing Raye, which is Assault of the Veritat Canal, and I'm mispronouncing things, I apologize. So this was June 15th, 1944. The 30th Infantry Division first action was on the morning of June 15th. While over half the division was still afloat or moving through the necessary areas to Omaha Beach, initial attack was made by an improvised combat team. Difficult opposition was encountered as soon as leading squads crept past the railway track leading east from Carrollton. By mid-afternoon, the U.S. forces worked their way through intermittent artillery fire and swung to the southeast to threaten German forces grouped around houses in the hamlet of Raye. So that's the background of the game. The objective is to control five objective points. And if both sides are simultaneously pinned, which means they have no riflemen on the board, riflemen are the only ones that can take objective points, the game ends. Alright, so I know there's a lot to take in here. So for the setup, both sides have exactly the same amount of cards. The D designates it's in your deck, and the S is reserves. So the US and the German side is exactly the same. We'll be playing from the German perspective. So basically we get a platoon sergeant for both sides, we get a squad leader A, squad leader B for both, and then we get a rifleman A, rifleman B for both, we get a scout A and scout B for both, and fog of wars are basically dead cards that don't do anything in your hand except clog it up. 2 for each, and the S's are the reserves. So how the reserves work, there's just one change basically, and then we'll get into how the reserves work. There's one change for the Le Havre scenario. This is out of the Undaunted Reinforcements book. And they just tell you, replace the 3-point objective marker on F5B with a 2-point objective marker. So instead of a 3-point objective marker here, we just have a 2. This is our German troops. So we have Scout A, Scout B, Rifleman A, Rifleman B. And we'll see how this all works. And the US starts with initiative. We'll get into that as well. And so basically we have bolster decks for both sides. Well, that was the S, the reserves. So how it works, we'll take a look at, well, we know what's in our decks. I just went over that. So we have 9 cards basically a piece. We'll take a look at our reserves cards and how the US is set up. So our reserve cards for the German troops, we have a couple of Scout A's, a couple Scout B's, 4 Rifleman A's, 4 Rifleman B's, and 8 Fogs of War, and I'll get into how these all work as we play the game. The interesting thing about the game is every one of these cards is different. They're similar, but the artwork is slightly different, and there's even names on the cards. Very cool. Alright, that's the German side, so we have our 9 card starting deck, and these are our reserves that we can bolster, which means we're going to be taking them from the deck, putting them into our discard pile. And the American deck's going to be set up a little bit different because they're using the AI cards. So the American deck basically has the 8 Fog of War. They have an A deck and a B deck, though, which are shuffled randomly. So when the AI bolsters, so this is their A deck, this is their B deck, they'll just be pulling the top cards, so we don't know if it's going to be scouts or riflemen. So there's only scouts and riflemen in this particular game. Let's take a little closer look at the AI cards and how they operate. Alright, so for the solo, and these come in the reinforcements box. The reinforcements also comes with a whole bunch of new scenarios as well, so it's not just it adds a 4-player game and it adds a solo mode. But it also adds, I don't even know how many more, there's like 10 or 15 more scenarios as well. So how does this work? Well, at the top you can see this is like the US designation and this is the German designation. So we're going to be playing as the Germans, and so the US is going to be using the AI cards for the US. So the AI, so this tells you which mission we're on. So we're on mission 1 Normandy. So that's why we use this as the Scout AI card. There's a lot of text here, but we'll figure it out pretty quick. And this is for 1 for the platoon sergeant, and this is the American 1 for the squad leader, and this is the American 1 for rifleman. And we'll get into this as we play the game. And speaking of playing the game, let's begin. I will explain as we go. We'll probably just have a first turn here, show you how it all works. So there are little shield icons on the board. There are objective markers on the board. So currently, as the German player, which we are playing as, we currently have 2 victory points already, or control points. There's another 2 here, there's a 1 here, a 1, a 1, and a 2. Now, the first person to get 5 of these objective points will automatically win the scenario. So whenever you get 5, you automatically win. And you need riflemen to take objectives. Okay, and areas need to be scouted. All right, let's just have a turn, and we'll show you how it works. Alright, so for return, we start off with the objective phase. Now, we draw 4 cards. I'm playing on the, it's not called easy, I think it's called the normal mode. There's a hard mode. We'll play on normal mode and see how it goes. So we basically draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. The AI does not draw anything yet, which is the US player. Alright, so we have a Fog of War, we have a Scout B, and we have a Rifleman A, and we have our platoon sergeant. Now, currently, the U.S. has initiative, so we have to, the first thing we do is play an initiative card. We're going to discard one of these cards, and we're going to look at the number in the top left hand side of the card. Now, if we discard a Fog of War, it's the lowest number. So 9 is our highest number, 1 is our lowest, there's 7s for platoon sergeants, not platoon sergeant, for squad leaders, and 6s for scouts, 5s for riflemen, very basically. So we could play a scout, hoping that the top card they pull off their deck is less than this, which would flip the initiative to us, which means we get to go first. But I think I want to keep all my high level cards here to use, so I'm just going to play the Fog of War as my initiative card, which definitely means we're not going first. We can't, even if the AI player over here is going to just draw 1 card. They will be going first. Now, the problem here can be whatever card they draw, if it's higher than a 1, they're going to play it. Even if it ties, they're going to play it because they will keep and win initiative. It's maybe a bad play on my part. Wow, a 9. I'm glad we didn't play anything because they would have beat us anyway. So because they won initiative, or they kept initiative, this initiative token stays here. We discard our Fog of War, which doesn't do us any good anyway. And the US turn, they're going to go first. All right, how does it work? Well, if they win initiative, they get to play the card they just drew, which not good for us. So they get their platoon sergeant, and then they draw 3 more cards. So they get a Fog of War, they get, wow, Fog of War, good, 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 and they get a Rifleman A. Okay, how does it work? How it works is you put the cards in a numerical order for the AI. And the first one we're going to look at is the platoon sergeant. So I'm just going to readjust the camera here a little bit, and we're going to take a look at the platoon sergeant first. Alright, so I got to get the platoon sergeant. Here we go. And it's his AI is very simple. He is going to be rolling a die. And if we roll a 1 to 4, he's going to bolster A, bolster B, which means he's going to grab 1 card off the A deck, 1 card off the B deck. If he rolls a 5 to 10, command 2 means he's going to draw 2 cards. Wow. Alright, so we're going to get out the dice tray. We're rolling, it's all 10-sided dice in the game. We're just going to roll the 1 die for him, the platoon sergeant, and he gets a 1. Okay, which is actually good because I didn't want him to get 2 more cards. So, if we take a look at this AI, he rolled a 1, bolster A, bolster B. Well, what does it mean? Well, let's see. Well, basically, bolster A, bolster B means he grabs 1 card off the A deck, so he gets a Rifleman A into his discard pile. 1 card off the B deck, he gets a Rifleman B into his discard pile. Now, it's going to be more options for him to play as the game goes on. And yes, you can actually eliminate units on the board, but we'll get into fighting and stuff as we go. So that was basically him playing his platoon sergeant. Done. Next in order, he has Rifleman A. So let's take a closer look at the AI card for Rifleman A. Of course, the Fog of Wars are just dead cards. They don't do anything. Scouts can get rid of Fog of War cards, but they don't have that. They just have Rifleman A. So let's figure out what it's going to do. Okay, we need to check the Rifleman card. Here we go. And yes, there's a lot more text on here. So the number one thing they're going to do is control. Control means they're going to take a scout token and they're going to flip it over to their icon side, which means they're going to control that area. But they will not control an area if there's no victory points in it, because there's no point. So they will not control that, because normally our rifleman A is right here. He would control this location, but there's no victory points, so they just skip that. On to the next. This is just a flow chart of what they do. Tile is controlled by either side and enemy occupied. Well, it's not controlled by either side, because this would mean it's controlled. So no, that's a no. An enemy occupies. There's no enemies in there, so we just skip to the next line. Tile is secure. What does that mean? Select a destination within one tile. Now, scouts are the only ones that can move into tiles that do not have a scouted icon on it, which is the binoculars. So basically, the rifleman can't move anywhere. But what does secure mean? Well, in the book, there's a lot to look up. Secure means a tile is secure as long as at least one of the following is true. The bot does not control the tile. So we know that right now. The bot does not control this tile. They've scouted it, but it's not controlled. Tile is secure. So we would go to the next step. Select a threatened objective. What is a threatened objective? I know that's terminology in the first episode here. A threatened objective is all of these must be true. The bot controls the tile. Well, it doesn't. So it's not. There's no threatened objective anywhere, actually, because the bot controls no tiles. So we can skip that line. Select an uncontrolled objective as a destination. Well, there's an uncontrolled objective. However, riflemen cannot move into locations that haven't been scouted. So we can forget that one. Select destination, same as above. So basically, bottom line going through this, move to destination. Well, he's not moving anywhere. So we go to the next line. Attack. He is going to attack. Rifleman will attack. Now, how does attack work? I know there's lots of rules to go over here. How attack works is they will shoot at somewhere. A 10 is always a hit. Doesn't matter what the destination is. And if we look at what they're going to shoot at, dangerous level. So dangerous units are always attack the most dangerous unit. And of course, in the first scenario, we just have two, riflemen and scouts. Well, the rifleman's the most dangerous unit. So the American Rifleman A, which is here, will be shooting way over here at one of our riflemen, A or B. It doesn't matter. We'll just say A for the sake of the battle. And how it works now, we have a 1 here, a shield of a 1. And the rifleman here has a shield of 4. So his defense is 5. And then you count the number of tiles away he's shooting from. So it would be a defense of 5, 6, 7. So Rifleman A for the US has to roll a 7 or higher to hit our Rifleman A. So we get out our 10-sided die with the attack. I know lots of talking going on. And he rolls a 1. I'm liking this for the US. They're rolling horribly. That's perfect. So basically, Rifleman A US going through all of that took a pot shot at our Rifleman A, German Rifleman A, and missed. And the 2 Fogs of War do nothing. They get discarded. That is the end of the US turn, and it's now our turn. So, we readjust the camera, and we'll get to play. Alright, I just readjust the camera a little bit. Okay, so the card's in our hand, and we don't have to play, we can play them in any order, because we're not the bot. We get to play anything we like. We are going to start with, do we want to get a command 2? Or bolster 3. See, bolster 3 for us, yes, we use the card text. The AI player does not look at card text. Here, they don't look at any card text. They just do what the AI card tells them to do. But we get to look at the card text. So how does all this work? Recon means we can remove a Fog of War from our hand. Well, we don't have any, because we used it for initiative. We could attack if we want. We can recon. Which is to get rid of that. Or conceal means we can add a Fog of War into our enemy's hand. Scout 2 means we can go to locations and scout them. So you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to scout 2 locations. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put that down. How does scouting work? So many rules. So our Scout B, which is the card we're playing, is right here. I'm going to actually go down to this field 1, 2. We want to get over here to the high cost thing. So we have scouted this location, and we have scouted this location. All right, and when we scout, every binocular icon we put down adds a Fog of War into our discard. So unfortunately, we have to add 2 Fog of War into our discard pile because of that scouting action. All right, that was our scout done. Now we got a Rifleman A and we got a Platoon Sergeant. I think pretty easily we're going to take our Rifleman A, we're going to move him 1 space. And we're going to take Rifleman A and we're going to have him, now he can move into this space because it's scouted. So boom, and we move our Rifleman A in here. We want to get him over to the objective locations. That's his turn done. Now we have an option. We can bolster 3, which means we can grab 3 cards off any deck, A or B. Or we can command 2, which means we can draw 2 more cards off the top of our deck. I think at this point we're going to bolster because I want to get a lot more cards into our hand, especially Rifleman cards. So we're going to use him for bolster 3. So let's bolster 3. Alright, when we bolster 3, we can grab any 3 cards. Our Platoon Sergeants are specific to A and B, but our Platoon Sergeant can grab any cards for bolster. Our squad leaders are specific to squads. We have A squad, B squad. Alright, 3, I'm going to take, let's take 2 Rifleman A's because we've already got him on the move. And we will take 1, let's take 1 Scout A. Alright, so that was our bolster 3. Now that's basically the end of our turn. Put our cards in our discard pile. And that's it. So I think for today, I know very quick, I'm going to leave it off there. And then when we come back tomorrow, we will be into some more gameplay. Again, first 1 to 5 victory points. We've got 2 already starting the game right here, which is not bad. We just need 3 more. But the U.S. is very close to all the victory points. So once they get their scouts going, we could be in trouble. All right, let's zoom out and wrap up for today. All right, well, there's a lot more to the rules and the AI and everything that's going to be going on. So if you stay tuned for the next episodes, we'll get into some more of the gameplay. And this, of course, is the very first scenario in Normandy, so it's the most basic one. We just have scouts, we just have riflemen. North Africa's got tanks, you've got machine gunners, mortar crews, there's a whole pile of more units, which all have their own cards, of course. And I think what's really unique about this is you can play AI on both sides. So if you want to play this scenario, we're playing as the German side. You can flip the tables and you can come and have the German be AI and you can play the US side. It's really cool, and that's for all scenarios in Normandy and North Africa, plus all the scenarios in Undaunted Reinforcements itself. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. This is Undaunted Normandy Solo by using the Undaunted Reinforcements expansion pack. And when we come back tomorrow, yeah, we're going to see if we can start taking out or controlling some of these objective locations, maybe getting 5 objective points. If the US does it first, they're going to beat us. So thanks so much, and see you next time for the continuation of Undaunted Normandy Solo.